Welcome back, fellow travelers. This week, we're taking you to a resort that sits on 300 acres of paradise in Jamaica. From breathtaking beachfront views you must see to tasty jerk chicken you must taste, this is our experience at Sandals South Coast. Welcome back to Travel Tips and Recommendations presented by Jones Getaways by Dream Vacation. I'm Tommie.
And I'm Nikki.
She is.
Y'all like our new set?
Hey, hey!
We are happily retired Army veterans, but now travel is a huge part of our life.
You ready?
Yep.
Let's go.
So when you're heading to Jamaica, you'll need to complete the required customs form online to get you through customs faster. To go to the website, enterjamaica.com, complete the form, print it out, and carry it with you. You can also complete the form while you're on the flight, but I recommend having this done in advance so there will be less things for you to worry about when you're trying to prepare yourself to deplane.
Yes. If it's filled out right, remember that word.
Oh, man.
You get off the plane, verify it's on file at the kiosk, and you're good. But if there are issues, you're headed to the regular long customs line.
So how you know about that?
Don't worry about it. You'll need that printed form and your passport if you go through that long customs line. So make sure your information is put on this form that's the same that's on your passport. And no, I'm not saying that because I had to go through the long line at customs while Nikki got to wander around and shop in duty free. That's not why I'm saying this.
There was just the suffix on his name wasn't added onto the form. So anything can happen if you don't complete those forms, complete from what's on your passport and what's on the form.
Yes. And I'll just remind you, I was in a long line while she was shopping in duty free, having the time of her life. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Yes, that was a lesson learned. So my expectations of our trip were simple. I expected Sandals to be this beautiful paradise, but I also wondered if the hype was real. So let's just say I have my answer. It really is.
Mm-hmm. So, of course, we flew into Montego Bay like most guests do. Sandals South Coast is about a 90-minute drive from the airport, and I promise you it's only give or take 5 minutes. If you're flying in on Friday or Monday, this is a key tip. After 3 p.m., be mentally prepared for the longer ride due to traffic.
Yeah, the road is mostly 2 lanes and bumpy in some areas. Your first big decision after booking your Sandals getaway is, do I want a private transfer or do I want a shared transfer?
It's up to you.
We actually had a shared transfer, but it was only 3 of us in the van, not including the driver, so it was no issue.
Yes. And we skipped the optional pit stop at Border Jerk.
Yeah.
It's an official Sandals rest stop. It's a solid intro to Jamaica's bold flavors.
Yeah, if we had a chance to, we could have gotten out and stretched and used the bathroom or whatever, but somebody spoke too fast and we just kept going to the resort.
Anyway, we finally arrived and rode through the Sandals gates. For that final stretch, the first thing you'll notice, the landscape.
Yeah.
The landscape is immaculate.
Yeah.
I mean, beautiful flowers, all trimmed perfectly. It is truly an oasis.
Yeah, we did mention to one of the staff how beautiful it was, and they said that the gardener really takes pride into all the garden areas. So it was absolutely gorgeous. So once we got there, then voila, we were on vacation.
Hey, the arrival, the welcome, the singing, the cool cloth, the cocktail, and then check in. Smooth process, and they're eagerly awaiting you when you get there.
Right. We were escorted to our room. Mm-hmm. So we had a beachfront Butler suite in Long Beach Village.
Yes,
and
indeed.
I'm telling you, this room was amazing. There was plenty of space. Yeah. The AC was running, blasting. Yeah. It was a shaded balcony with a stone bathtub calling our names, you know. So, and then there was the view. So you walk out and you see the ocean, you have the pool and the beach all in one shot. It was truly a perfect view for the sunrises and the sunsets.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see the sunset. Amazing.
But with the room, we also like the privacy service buttons by the front door, and that was to signify whether we wanted our room serviced or if we wanted our privacy. So that was way better than hanging the signs outside the doorknob.
And I have to mention the bed. It was king sized, and it was calling me because, hey, it was a long day of travel, right?
That's true.
But the mattress was a little firm for our liking. The good news is all we had to do was call down to the desk, and we requested a mattress pad, and housekeeping brought it up right away and put it on, so it was no problem at all. And after that mattress pad was put on, we slept heavenly.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. So Sandals is huge on destination weddings. It's safe to say that that's exactly what they're known for.
Facts.
Yeah.
They even let couples what they call test drive the resort. So what test driving is $250 a night for 2 nights. The soon-to-be's get to see the venue and meet the pros who will help bring their dream to life.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to go into a destination wedding, that you could, the potential to have the destination wedding, because you get to exactly do what the test drive is. You get to see everything. You kind of get to the feel and see how beautiful that chapel was, and just the look of it all,
and the heart,
and the heart over the water bungalows. Yeah. So that's what South Coast is one of 4 Sandals resorts that have the over the water Serenity Chapel. And it can be reserved for $750, but just remember, you also have to pay extra for the seating and the decorations.
And there are 3 distinct villages, and it definitely feels massive because it's spread out.
Yeah, but you don't have to walk everywhere, though.
True.
Unless you really want to get your steps in. You can call the front desk and request a golf cart shuttle to save yourself some of the sweat.
And for you active folks out there, you got a great gym. You have 12 pickleball courts. Yes, 12. And they still have a tennis court, which is good to see. But they also have a resident pickleball instructor on site.
Yeah, we didn't get a chance to partake in the pickleball, but we saw it happening, and it was there. People were utilizing the court, so it's a go-to if you're into pickleball.
But we did walk by the pickleball instructor. We know what he looks like. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he was there. You're right. You're right. So now I'm going to discuss the food.
Whoa.
Yes, I'm going to talk about the food this time. There are 9 restaurants on the resort. We ate at as many as we could, but we couldn't. We ran out of time, so we were only there for 4 nights, and we didn't get a chance to eat everywhere. But high on the list, though, is the Jerk Shack.
Yes.
It had jerk chicken, jerk pork, and jerk sausage.
Jerk
and they
pork
were
was on point.
all on point. It was absolutely delicious.
May I?
Sure.
Thank you. Sushi on the sand. Surprisingly excellent. I will have to say it was one of the better sushi experiences that we've had at an all-inclusive. And we're all-inclusive kings and queens.
Yeah. We also went to Eleanor's, which is the only restaurant that has a dress code. And you also have to make a reservation there. That's
Fellas.
the only one. Wait, that's the only one that's on the resort that you have to make a reservation for.
So, guys, you got to be collared shirt, and you have to have pants on.
Yeah, we did witness someone get stopped right at the front that had to go back and put pants on because he came in with shorts on. So it is the Pan Caribbean spot. The dinner was actually just okay. It honestly wasn't our best, the best, but the breakfast was amazing. I had an American style breakfast, and Tommie had the crispy French toast with the rum syrup.
Right. I had a regular omelet, but that French toast with that rum syrup was yummy.
Yeah. You also need to try all the food trucks that are there as well. So they were pretty tasty too.
Yeah. Now let's talk entertainment. Sandals throws nightly themed parties. So you have retro night, which is basically old school. You have the Jamaica night with wearing your black, green, and gold. You have the love is all you need. Supposed to wink, I blinked. But anyway, wearing the red and white. And then they have the Caribbean beach party. And just think about what you'd wear at any beach party. You know, shoeless, flip-flops, white shorts with the Hawaiian shirt and all that good stuff.
Yeah, we participated in the retro night.
Yes.
They had the live band. Live band was jamming. It was good.
Very good.
The Jamaica night had live singing, and we even hit up the karaoke bar.
Yes. The Jamaica night, I expected it to be a little different, right?
Like what?
I thought it would be more like a club thing. But it turned out they had live performers singing, doing reggae. They was jamming. So I don't mean to take it away anything, but I was expecting more of a DJ type thing. But no, they had live singers.
Yeah.
Baby, do we have some tips for the people?
Yeah,
Okay, what you got?
we do. Tip number 1. If you eat outside, you will have company.
You will.
And by company, I mean the egrets and the resort cats.
Oh, Lord.
Especially near Illinois' Sushi on the Sand and the Jerk Shack.
Yes.
The animals are bold and clearly used to being fed, and they are pretty aggressive.
Facts. Tip number 2, book off-resort excursions through island routes, right? Or island routes. Depends on where you're from Ohio, right?
Okay, yeah.
It's super easy and adds more to the fun, right?
Right.
So if you didn't book through your travel advisor, then Island Routes is right there, and you can absolutely, Island Routes is right there, and you can go and book excursions. We did a catamaran, but didn't get to go on a catamaran because the weather, not the weather, but the waves and the wind were just too much.
Right, right. But if you do book, make sure the tip number 3, you have cash on hand.
Yeah.
You know, 1s, 10s, 20s, 5s, whatever you want to tip. Even
Ballin'.
though Sandals doesn't have tipping on the resort, you'll need that cash on hand for tipping for the ones off resort and for the ones at island routes.
Because we don't know what kind of tippers you are, but there's nothing worse for everybody else to tip, and then you stay there patting your pockets, trying to act like, where's my wallet at?
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we had to leave eventually, right? Checkout was super easy. The night before, you'll get an envelope with your receipt, checkout time, and transfer info on it.
Yep, I call it the eviction notice.
Yeah.
You got to go.
You gotta go. That's
You ain't
true.
got to go home, but you got to get up out of here.
Yeah.
You got to go. So we got our eviction notice, and we left our luggage outside at the designated time, walked to the lobby, and that was it.
Yeah.
So would you recommend Sandals South Coast? Absolutely.
Absolutely. You weren't asking me. Okay, my bad. That's on
I
me.
definitely would recommend Sandals South Coast. It's perfect for romance, destination weddings, and for anyone wanting some peace and relaxation.
Yeah. And then absolutely for me as well. But the good news is, if you travel with just a couple, it's a great place for romance, for relaxing, and just turn everything off.
Yep, that's why they call it what?
Ooh, the sexiest sandals. Show you right. But if you travel with a group, then you can bring your own energy to it, and I believe you can still have fun there. So
Right.
I absolutely recommend it. The Sexiest Sandals is a thumbs up for me. You ain't like that? Okay. Anyway, and that, good people, is our Sandals South Coast review.
Yes. So have you stayed at any Sandals South Coast or any other sandals? Let us know in the comments. Which one is your favorite and what do you love most about sandals?
And if you're ready to plan your Jamaican getaway, man, reach out to jonesgetaways.com or just send us an email. We'll help you find the perfect fit.
Yes, we will. But hey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss our next adventure.
Thank you for joining us. Till next time, travel often, travel smart, and travel safe.
Bye.
Bye.